Hey, happy Way Back Wednesday. This is our first full day of collective emotional soulful power Pluto in the transpersonal human sign of Aquarius. And I've already been flooded with, what does that mean for me and my chart? Well, first of all, let's resist the temptation to go to what does it think about me? That's what Pluto wants you to transform. And Aquarius is about the I and how you give individual best efforts to your community as a grown ass individual. Okay, Aquarius says, didn't you at least Google it? And they don't tend to care about how much you own or how much you're worth, but they are intellectual snobs. So, quick overview: Pluto in air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. It's important that you start to think about your tribes. And in our raw material, air represents the mental part of our world. Yes, astrology, and our raw material. If you haven't been following that passion project of mine and Tavish's, you're missing out. Okay, here we go. Aquarius. Obviously, this is about you and your individual effort that you give to your community from a deep, soulful, resonant space. Gemini, Aquarius represents your ethics area. So you're going to be, in between a lot of different ways to skin the proverbial cat. So check your inner truth, then speak or act. And when in doubt, do nothing. Okay, Gemini? And in Libra, Aquarius represents your house of fun and play and having agency in your life. So you've got those scales of justice. So if you've been leaning too much in the other, what would happen if, how would person B respond to what I call living too much in the we, then lean more into the IDGAF. I don't give a fuck, right? And then if you've been the other way of being too self-centered or too selfish, then maybe negotiate and mediate that. Okay. After air, collective mental element comes water. Well, in AstrORM, water represents our ocean. Well, don't we come from there? All right. Anyway, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. But we're going to go Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio because we're starting with Aquarius. So the water tribe is the soulful feeling one. And so with Pluto, collective emotional power in transpersonal Aquarius, what that's going to do for Pisces is that, hey, look, all that performative stuff that I've been talking about, no bueno. Either you come from your soul or Pisces, just withdraw and swim away. So it's important that you recognize how we're all interconnected. And while you may be able to shapeshift at a moment's notice, some of us see that behavior as flighty, inconsistent, and duplicitous. So come from soul, come from the deeper, what I call the Marianas Trench, the deepest water on the planet, or wait until you can negotiate how to come in situations. And then Cancer, Aquarius represents your community social bonding area. So mysteries alert. So if your dreams have already started to take on this kind of life of their own in a way that you don't know, you say, well, I don't dream. Oh, God, there are daydreams. There's spacing out. There's the so called ADHD where you lose track of where you are. So, Cancer, let's not be so literal, Let's recognize that when you space out a little bit, this is Pluto and Aquarius saying, what are you really feeling on a deeper level? And what do you want to exchange? Remember, and this goes to Scorpio too, when you watch, when you wonder, when you worry, those are ego concerns. But when you slow down, tortoise, sacrifice, surrender, and really observe your feelings, again, back to our raw material, then Cancer and Scorpio, you can feel this sense of inner support that is so confident building. Now, Scorpio, Aquarius represents your rootedness. So that's why sometimes you felt like, was I adopted? Because Aquarius can represent that you had an unusual planet or you a parent or you had an unusual upbringing or in some ways you had to disassociate from your family of origin and their belief system. So this Pluto and Aquarius is how do you let those chickens come home to roost and forgive yourself? Yeah, because all forgiveness is inside. for whatever challenges you may have. And on a mundane level, you may be ready to look for a new house, new career. And then that brings us to the fire element of Aries, nope, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. Because again, we started with Aquarius. In AstrORM, fire represents our sky, big picture, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. Well, big sky. Anytime you imagine all of that. So Sagittarius, Aquarius is one of your sibling, neighbor, mentally telepathic signs, and you both have this thing about freedom. So Pluto and Aquarius is going to give you this energy, or at least make you more aware of the energy of how the narrative, the stories you tell yourself, and then, your complementary sign of Gemini, those narratives about other people keeping you down, that's your own imagination or lack thereof. And as I am fond to say, time cannot be wasted. Oh, but imagination certainly can. You know what I'm saying? You centaur mofos. Anyway, after Sag is Aries. Now, Aries, you look back at Aquarius and go like, hey, all of that mental analysis, if you're not acting on it, no bueno. So the Pluto in Aquarius is where be careful what you wish for, Aries. And if you want to destroy a human being, grant him, her, they, their wishes. So it's important, Aries, that you really make sense of, do I want this? So imagine a little genie is following you around and say, oh, you want that? Okay, here it is. And so, Aries, slow down. I know that's not one of your favorite phrases. And allow this Pluto and Aquarius to kind of marinate your dreams and your desires and your impulses. Ah, Leo. Kingly, queenly, center of your own universe, Leo. You rule the heart, the sun. So Aquarius is the other world. It's out there. One of my favorite artistic tarot cards is the Crowley deck in the star. Literally has the woman off planet. So Leo, ask yourself, not just the heart wants what the heart wants, because that's superficial and it's rationalizing. Knowing the mature heart, being able to communicate your desires no matter what the community may or may not think. So the IDGAFs that I talked about in other signs, it's important that you know your heart and bless it. Instead of blessing other people's hearts, look within for your own gratitude, Leo, and then it'll play out in your peer relationships and how you hang out. Last and certainly not least is the earth signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Where Pluto and Aquarius for you, Taurus, is coming into your own place in the community where your alien ideas, your conspiracy theories, your willingness to go, what box? Even though you tend to be cautious and conservative, this is an excellent time for you to kind of bet on yourself and bet on your community to follow your innovative thinking patterns, Taurus, and to just get out of all boxes. That's why I say, what box? Thinking outside the box, I didn't see the box. Did you see a box? What box? I didn't see it. And then we've got Virgo, another human sign, like Gemini, Sagittarius is half human, and Aquarius. So you may feel, wow, I can see the big picture, because Aquarius is going to give that to you, Virgo. But at the same time, you're going to be precise and exact and discerning. I know. Precise, exact, discerning, PED. That's you, Virgo, about how and when you're going to serve. And when I say serve, I'm talking about jobs, I'm talking about the kitchen, I'm talking about the bedroom, I'm talking, it's all service. And that's pop. And then Capricorn, oh God, you just been deconstructed over the past 16 years since 2008 when Pluto was moving through your sign. So it's about you coming out, however you interpret that. But it's you've been in a chrysalis, you've been in a cocoon, you've been just kind of testing out these different desires, that sometimes people last for a season, sometimes they last for a reason, where you've just been just trying different personas out, and you recognize, Cap, hopefully, that, or trusting the process, that if it's not coming from a deeper soul yearning, where you're wearing your heart on both of your sleeves, then it didn't work out for you in the last 16 years. So now it's like you're a little bit gun shy, and that's okay. But it's important to know, who are you really harming by saying what your deeper desires are. And vulnerability can be a point of no return in your relationships. But on a mundane level, it's about investigating where you can be more free spending, more free with your physical affection, and just allowing yourself to get out of your own claustrophobic thinking. All right. Well, look, this was a quick overview. A number of people asked for it, so I decided to do an Aquarius thing and do it collectively, because it gets a little bit time consuming for me. How Aquarius is affecting me, because, Pluto is one of my ruling signs as a Scorpio. It's just important that I manage my energies and I manage my resources. And as our raw material says in Pillar 11, our raw material, pillar 11, Aquarius is about aligning to your higher ideals. And I add inclusive in there. Happy Aquarian.